Could you state your name?
I'm Yusuf Abdullah. Most people call me Seth.
But don't look at the camera. Try to look at me
Look
or
at here, we're here.
Melly now.
Who are the people that are waiting on this interview?
Ooh, okay.
Push.
I've got like two of my best friends. Noah Morris. He's about to be out of the Navy in like a week or something. So
Hell yeah.
huge for him. He's moving into my apartment in Atlanta. And then Marie Perivier,
Who's that?
GOAT, played Ozone,
Yes.
played
Soul.
Soul, like probably one of my like favorite Frisbee people in the world. She's been messaging me all the time about this, so I told her, I was like, we'll get one done. We'll get one done. So,
Is that why you wore the hat today?
actually, no. I wore the hat today because I realized if I put it in my bag, it would get squished. And Khalif said, we got to dress to impress. So I was thinking, the hat, that's the way to go. We can't squish the hat in the bag. So.
Tell us about your sweatshirt.
Oh, okay, the sweatshirt. The Climax Company. This is my little brother. You like Adam Abdullah. Everyone check out the Climax Co. .com. That's not it. We should totally drop his website in the we'll know it's on YouTube or something, right? But yeah, this is his little company that he's made. He does clothing. Like he taught himself how to sew straight from YouTube, and seems like he's doing pretty well. This company. He recently got married on the 30th. First of the four of us to get married. He's 20. So yeah, he's moving. He's moving. Like proud of him. Proud of him.
Who's the next of your siblings to get married?
My mom thinks it's me. Definitely. With Jessica Barr. So, anyone who was at like the Philly stop, they saw she was working the camera out there. Love her to death. Almost bought her tickets to come out here, but she had work, and I was like, oh, skip work, come out here. But then I'm like, you also have a job, probably should go to that. Huge support system for me. Like during COVID has been a huge rock for me, and really appreciate her, and glad she could be part of my life, and glad like she's supporting us, and I'm sure she'll stream watching us, even with that time difference, right? So that'd be huge. So
Where are you from?
okay, that's a loaded question. Where am I from? I was born in Texas. Dallas, Texas. Most of my family's from Texas. Contrary to belief, I'm not like Ethiopian or Eritrean or anything like that compared to my name. Everyone's like, but where are you really from? Texas. And so is my grandfather. And but we moved around a lot. I believe we lived in like South Carolina for a little bit, Texas again. Like all three of my brothers were all born in Texas, but really I like grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. Gotta represent, love it there, but now moved out to Durham, North Carolina, Raleigh. More so due to the pandemic than anything. Worked for Spin for like 5 years, and then COVID came, not too much Frisbee, so I was like, gotta get a new job, and then end up like getting a door-to-door job in North Carolina. Thought I'd do it for the summer, but it's gone like extremely well. I'm super blessed to be able to do that, so staying in North Carolina for a little bit. So.
How were you introduced to Ultimate Frisbee?
Okay, how I was introduced to Ultimate. Super strange, and I'm not the best at condensing stories. That's 5 minutes, that's tough. I was first introduced to it by, I guess, some classmate I ended up making. He's like also one of my like few friends before I started playing Frisbee that I still actually talk to from Atlanta. His family moved from like Dubai, but they lived in the same like small tiny town of Virginia that my grandfather was a preacher in. They would go back every summer because it was too hot in Dubai, and his family has roots there. Like they have, I want to say like his great grandmother or something like that are buried at my grandfather's church. So it was just really crazy that like from Dubai he moved to this school who we maybe had 100 students in that school. Warith Dean Muhammad, a private school, shout out. But his mom started taking us to like frisbee practices just out of nowhere, and like without her, Jamila Rashid, she works at Howard now, so that's awesome. They're Howard alums. But without her, like, I would not be doing this frisbee. She would take us all the time. Mom had all my brothers. She was taking everyone to soccer practice, basketball. My mom would do it all. So it was like nice to have that help, and she got me involved in frisbee and kept going. And then, you know how the frisbee community is after that. They're like, oh, you got to come to this. We'll pick you up. We'll do this. And that's kind of how I got into it. Without that, like where I was growing up, it was just basketball and soccer, nothing else. So that was really a blessing to be able to like, get involved in frisbee and stick with it.
What are some smells and foods that you associate with your childhood? It's like, yeah, that's the use of childhood.
Ooh, okay. I don't. Maybe because it's Thanksgiving, close to Thanksgiving, I'm thinking about this. But my stepdad, Ortez, always cooks gumbo for Thanksgiving. Like you have your regular Thanksgiving, but there's always that big, huge pot of gumbo, and that's why I'm like happy. Jess's family, they have family coming in this Christmas, and it's like they won't be here for Thanksgiving just yet, and it's like, thank God, because I need this gumbo. Like this is what's gonna get me through the holidays, through like seeing family for all those hours. Like we love them, but we also love the gumbo. And it's gonna keep us all there, knocked out. Things like that. So gumbo definitely comes up thinking about like my childhood. Banana pudding, that's a must. You need banana pudding wherever you are. It's probably the greatest comfort food. Baked over cold. Baked banana pudding. If you haven't had baked banana pudding, you haven't grown up in the South. Slaps. Very different. Is there anything else? No, I think
you said you're from Dallas, but like specifically, like your family, are they from Dallas, or are they from elsewhere in Texas?
Dallas, like Fort Worth, it's like DFW, like
Okay.
Denton.
Okay, so like a true North Texas family.
Yeah, I mean, I have family in Dallas, and then I have a lot of family also in El Paso.
Oh.
So spent a couple summers in El Paso, Texas. My grandma, Maggie Jackson, she actually taught Khalid, the singer.
No.
He's from El Paso, so she's a teacher. She actually taught him, like growing up. So yeah, it's been pretty dope. My mom went to church with like Chris Bosh when she was younger. Just really, really weird. Yeah. Texas.
It's
you know?
full talent.
It's a lot of talent in Texas.
So, what is your favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday? Eid?
Is it Eid?
Yeah, Eid is pretty good. Yeah, it's like 3 days of having a blast. If no one knows what Eid is, if anyone knows what Ramadan is, you know, you fast 30
Shout out to the
days.
Muslims.
Shout out to the Muslims on the court. Amel, Khalif.
Let's go.
But yeah, Eid is like, it's really amazing because Ramadan does so many really just like amazing things for you and for your body, not just like spiritually, but just like physically. Like you start putting the right things in because you know you have to go the whole day until you can eat again. And then it's like, I did that at such a young age, like willingly. It was like, I want to do this, I want to experience this. And like after those 30 days, you go back to like that, is it Fitr maybe? Like, yeah. I don't know, you're like just going back to like your natural self, and it like feels really good. And then to go to Eid and like have all these festivities and see all these people like you, because a lot of times, sometimes it feels like the Muslims everywhere are like, yeah, they're all dispersed, and it feels like they're hiding sometimes. Not like they're hiding intentionally, but like you just didn't know that they were Muslim. And it's nice when everyone can come together and like everyone's dressed super nice and like you have all these festivities. So yeah, it's a really good holiday because it's 3 days of it. It happens twice a year. It's really nice. Yeah.
What is your favorite food?
We're not gonna say banana pudding. I'll consider that a dessert. Probably I really love Mexican food because like my mom was born in Las Cruces, and like mom knows how to get down. Like mom is cooking from scratch. Even with 4 boys, she's cooking like every night when we're growing up. We almost never really went out. And kind of financial situation. I didn't realize that until I started working the job that I work, like doing door-to-door sales. Remember, I think I was having a rough day and I was like, man, no one here has money. And then something happened. It was like just a really heart-wrenching moment for me. Some kids playing basketball on like a hoop made from like a basket, not even an actual hoop, no backboard, and the ball like comes over to me and I pick it up, and like as I picked up the ball, it was just like this out-of-body experience. I was like, this is like just like the neighborhood I grew up in Atlanta. And like these kids, just like myself growing up, like it hit me then after checking people's credits, like everyone has failed credit, like this is a very poor area. And it hit me, I was like, I grew up in an area just like this, and I didn't know that we were poor because my mom did everything she could. My dad, like they're working 2 jobs to like make sure I don't feel that. We just think like, oh, if you're playing in the dirt and have a hoop strung up to a tree, you're just being innovative, and like the park is just not close enough, right? And like you're just having a good time. But I realized like we grew up in a really poor area. But to the food, manicotti. Manicotti, that's the one. If anyone hasn't had manicotti, you're sleeping. Like, cheese doesn't go very well in the stomach for me, but that manicotti just hits different. Especially nice and hot, the sauce, it's amazing.
Who's the best teammate you've ever had?
Oh, that is a tough question. That's a really hard question. Oh, I've had a lot of teammates that like, I can rattle off a lot of names, but I feel like it would be such a disservice to a lot of people to pick one. There are like so many like influential people in Frisbee for me that like some were teammates, some were coaches, and surprisingly some were both. Coaches and teammates at other points in my life. Like, I guess to rattle off a couple names, like Javi. If you know Javi, he was at Color of Ultimate. That guy, he played Freaks. He played Hustle. He would like push the hell out of me. Loved him. Sun Choi. Talked a ton of trash. Could not resist like being on the field with Sun. Like he's so electric. Like Tom Radcliffe, Huntsville, played for Nashville's AUDL team. He saw me at a tournament just playing with the extra team when Hustle was in Dallas, and he was like, why are you not playing? He's like, you're like phenomenal player. We'll give you a place to stay. We'll like give you gas money every now and then, 4 hours to practice. But he's like, we want you on the team. Like we value you, and like we see your potential. Like come and play with us. So he was amazing. Matt Knowles, to the point where like I didn't have a car to not get to practice, and he was like, I'll buy your car for you, just pay me back over time. And like he also was my coach at YCC, and he's the one who got me to go to like hustle practice because I wasn't even going to try out for that. And then there's just so many, Zach Cole, Emery Juice, and TJ Martin. Honestly, don't sleep with him. He's probably going to be like one of the like greatest coaches. He has something about him that is just like, you cannot put your tongue on it. I don't know, like the way that he can touch someone and like inspire you to play and inspire you to think like we are the best regardless of skill, regardless of the names on the team, like, and then to also be able to like play with him. Like he has amazing vision, and he's just super down to earth. So like, love TJ. TJ's probably the reason like I had a job at Spin for like 5 years. Like TJ is goated. TJ Martin, that's the guy.
What are all the sports you played in your life?
True. In El Paso, we played street hockey on like summer camp, stuff like that. Love that. Go Dallas Stars. I played tennis for like a semester, golf for a semester. Mostly basketball. We would like walk 4 miles to the YMCA and back, like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. even during Ramadan. Most of the people I would go with was like during Ramadan, I was like, we don't have anything better to do. Let's go play. Probably best shape of my life. Soccer, loved soccer. Broke my knee. That was pretty tragic. It was like, can't do this forever. And then, kind of fell in love with Frisbee. Like, quit playing soccer and basketball to pick up Frisbee. And, like, I've been with that ever since. I say those, like, probably the major sports I've done. Every now and then, dabble in, like, some volleyball and team sport and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun. But, like, nothing compares to, like, ultimate. There's just so many different things you can do on the field, whether you have the disc or don't have the disc, where you're still, like, contributing, like, vastly to play. Like, you can make a cut, not get the disc, clear, take a couple people away, and, like, somehow, even though this person caught it, you may have made the play of the game there, which is, like, really amazing about Ultimate that I really appreciate.
What is one thing you wish you could learn how to do?
God. Playing some sort of instrument. I had to pick like an 8th grade-ish, I would say. Like, either you're like gonna be playing a sport or you're gonna be doing like music. And I remember I was like playing drums and whatnot, but like just did not have the time to do both or like the money to do both. Like, just to get into music, like that costs money. Your drum pad, your drumsticks, like that stuff's not free. And like it's really easy to get into sports and like have uniforms that may be recycled from the year before. You just find one that doesn't fit, but that's a good number, and you throw that on and like you go out and play. Especially like when you all commute together and maybe 13 of you all are in someone's like Tahoe or something. Like you drop all the seats. Like we could save a lot of money doing that, but with an instrument, like you all aren't sharing the same drum set. Like one person is on those drums. So like I really wish that I could play some sort of instrument, probably like piano or bass. Guitar is nice, but I don't know, that bass just hits.
Electric or stand
Electric. Stand up, it's cool, but I like jazz, but electric, that's the way for me.
Electric bass is my dream instrument.
A long time coming, but I know